Protect your car with 3W Liners all-weather floor mats. Made from durable materials like TPE and rubber, our mats are designed to withstand rain, snow, and mud with deep grooves to trap dirt and liquids. For a custom fit and advanced protection, visit 3W Liners. That's the number 3, WLINERS.com today. At Acasis, innovation drives us. Since 2008, we've been creating cutting-edge technology products that make your life easier. With a focus on performance, design, and customer service, we're here to help you work smarter, not harder. Join us on our journey to simplify your world. Visit acasis.com today. That's ACASIS.com today.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com. Unlock a world of convenience with Maye Box, your one-stop solution for personalized subscription boxes delivered right to your door. From gourmet snacks to unique finds, each box is tailored to your tastes. Experience the joy of surprises. Subscribe today at mullybox.com. That's MULLYBOX.com. We are Rogue Media Sports.
Hello welcome in on this Patriots Day. It is the Cam Show on Rogue Media Sports Network. I'm your host, Cam Stewart. Zach Burke keeps us on the air. We're here 5 days a week live on YouTube at high noon Eastern time, and then wherever you get your podcasts. On today's show, there are still people who think Ashton Jeanty should go to the Patriots at number 4. Let's go through this again, shall we? Are the Patriots actually going to reach and take a running back in the top 5? Plus, we've got a new candidate for the Celtics' most important player, and it's not the guy that you think it is. And maybe the Red Sox most least important. That would have been a good thing to say. Least important player right now, Tanner Houck. What the hell? What is going on with Tanner Houck? And can the Red Sox win without him? All that and more coming up on this episode of the Cam Show. But first, I gotta go through some Red Sox stuff before we get into the draft here, because I have been foiled. Okay, MLB TV app, you have won this round. If I could bring Zach in here, because I think he would appreciate this. I have been at war with the MLB TV app.
The app
weekend.
itself, or
yes,
okay,
yes. And even the concept of it, if you will.
of apps or of the MLB?
I mean, honestly, I've been watching some Black Mirror. I'm down on apps in general right now.
How is the new season, by the way?
I watched the first episode.
Okay.
It's pretty heavy-handed, but overall still good. Good episode. Chris O'Dowd, and the one who doesn't like porn, Rashida Jones. And it was good. It was good.
Documentary about. Okay, fine, fair enough.
Yeah, she's anti-porn.
Was that Girls Next Door, whatever? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a solid documentary, but yeah.
Anyway, so the Red Sox are playing the White Sox. They're playing them right now, which I'll get to in a minute here, but they've been playing them all weekend. And I live in the Chicago area. I pay roughly $100 a year to get the MLB TV app to see all the out-of-market games. So when the Red Sox play the White Sox, I can't watch those games. They're blacked out. But I found a way around it because I have a VPN, Zach. So I should be able to watch these games. Well, MLB.TV, they got privy to it. So if you have your VPN on and you type in MLB.TV, it's not going to let you go to the website at all. And I'm flipping my shit on Friday. Like I'm so pissed because I understand fundamentally why there are blackouts, but there's no way you can convince me that that's better for the sport than just allowing people to watch the games if they pay for the app. To me, it does way more harm than good. Anyway, so I'm in my last ditch here. I turn on the Yankee game, and then because I can get the Yankee game, the Yankee Tampa game.
Yeah.
Then I put on the VPN for Dallas. And then when I'm already in the website and turn the VPN on, those dummies don't understand that it then doesn't forbid me. So then I can go to the Red Sox game.
Okay.
And today, they're playing the Patriots Day game, which is 11:10 Eastern time. So 10:10 here for me in the Central Time Zone. And so I go to do it again. And lo and behold, Zach, I can't do that. You know why?
This time?
Because there's no other games on at this time. So I would literally, it would be until, I don't even know if anyone's playing a day game today. I don't think I could watch any of it.
I don't think they are.
It was completely foiled. So one of my favorite games of the year, the morning baseball on the day of the Boston Marathon, I am foiled completely.
5:10 is the next game today. It's Yankees and Guardians.
Fucking hell. And to make matters worse, we were at the Cubs game on Saturday, and we came back, and we came back to Evanston and went to a bar here, and I was going to watch the Red Sox game. It had just started, and so I asked the bartender, "Hey, can you put one of these on the White Sox game?" And she starts flipping through the channels. She brings another guy over. They're looking through, and after a couple minutes, she goes, "Oh, sorry, we don't have the White Sox channel." I was like, what? we're right next to the city they play in, and they don't have the regional sports network. They do not have the regional sports network that covers that carries the White Sox. But think about that.
Yeah.
I came to this conclusion that You can find any multi-team town in this country, and you won't find another team in those multi-team towns that's as irrelevant as the Chicago White Sox.
That's
Like,
true.
they suck actually completely aside. Like, I think in 05 when they won the World Series and the Cubs stunk, I still think there's no foothold at all outside of that small region. No foothold in the suburbs, no foothold in the states surrounding it the way the Cubs have. Not even in Evanston, the suburb just north of Chicago, which granted the north side is the Cubs side, but come on, they don't even have the network, Zach, at a sports bar.
Yeah, that's bad. That's really bad.
What? And it's funny because the Mets were on the national game.
Mhm.
And so I was just thinking, like, I can go to any bar anywhere in New York City and they would have the Mets network. Like, they just
for
would.
sure.
It might be a Yankee part of town, and the Yankees are obviously the top team in town, but they would have the Mets regional sports network.
Let me ask you this, though, just to play devil's advocate a
please.
little bit. How much of this is the White Sox being irrelevant, which a good chunk of it is, and how much of it is just the clusterfuck that is, especially baseball and all of their regional sports networks? And
it could be. It could be.
Because
I don't know their RSN situation. So.
I mean, there is some of where it's just been, trying to find the Rangers here for the longest in town of like, oh, it's on Bally. If you don't have that, finding it anyway. Like, it can be a mess. So I'm not like trying to stick up for this bar. And it's probably a very nice establishment. So nothing against the bar.
It is. I like the bar.
But the not having the White Sox might not be fully just because of the irrelevantness of the White Sox.
It is fascinating to me.
Oh, for sure.
There's just no foothold.
Like, I think eventually you're going to see it to where all the whole regional things would have to go away. And I think that Major League Baseball is just going to take over. And I think they want that too. I think they want to have the broadcasting rights of everything, and it's the teams that don't. But
yeah. So MLB
anyway.
TV, you won the battle, not the war, but you won the battle. You win. Me, dyed-in-the-wool Red Sox fan, cannot watch the Patriots Day game because I don't have Chicago Sports Plus. You win, you fuckers in your ivory tower. You win. And I'm sad. But maybe that means I'll just focus on this show more. I got to talk Patriots. I got to talk this draft.
Are you talking Celtics at all today?
I am. Second segment. Yeah.
Okay.
You want to be in on that?
Oh, I'll listen to that for sure.
He's not going to listen to the other two. I don't blame him.
No. All right. Well, no, I was just curious. Solid. I watched them play. I'll just add my 2 cents, not to take away from it.
Okay.
So I watched a decent amount of playoff basketball. I've been chomping at the bit.
You're back in. Yep.
I'm back in. So I watched a decent amount of Celtics Magic yesterday and thought that they looked pretty solid through the
second half. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what I watched. So I didn't get to see the first half. But so what I saw, I thought solid there.
This is big. Can we get a breaking news breaker here?
Oh, hold on.
Zach Burke thinks the defending NBA champions looked good. He thinks they might be a good team.
This is hard to do and type.
I was also being rhetorical. You don't have to do that.
No, I want to be very much. There we go. So,
there you go.
I forgot the breaking news part.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, no. So I think that in all the games that I did watch, like I don't think that a repeat is necessarily out of contention at all. That's all I was just gonna add there. So
all right.
There you go. I can tell you that my team looked absolutely solid, and I've already made the joke for one whole quarter of basketball. And then, dude, the Warriors are the Rockets. Like it's Jordan's Pistons. It's the Knicks against the Bulls.
Yeah, this is why they're underdogs. It's a totally new era. It's a new team for both teams, and yet here we are.
Yeah. All right. Well, have a good rest of the show.
Thanks. I might bring you back later, Zach. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I do have to talk this draft. The NFL draft is this week. We are just days away. Some would even say hours away from the first round of the NFL draft, which is in Green Bay on Thursday night. I didn't think I would have to say this the week of the draft, but it's there's enough smoke around this. There are enough stories. There are enough mock drafts still going out there that I think I have to say this. The Patriots would be really, really dumb if they took Ashton Jeanty at number 4 overall. Now, granted, the Patriots are a pretty dumb franchise right now, but that would make no sense. And I can't believe how many reputable people and mock drafts are still having them going for Ashton Jeanty at number 4 overall. I even saw a mock draft that has them trading down to 5 to draft Ashton Jeanty. And I'm like, why? I don't mind the Patriots trading down to 5 or 6, maybe getting a Jalen Walker or Will Campbell. It's the guy that they seem to really want. I don't really, but Ashton Jeanty? Like, what makes you look at this team and think, you know what this team's missing? Ashton Jeanty. You know what they're missing? A real good running back. I did the whole segment on it a few weeks ago. It's on the channel on YouTube, but I just, in what world do you look at this Patriots team and look at the roster and look at the free agent moves that they've made and think they are poised to get a running back here? Running backs in the first round, let alone the top 5, are a crapshoot. We went over it, right? With Zeke Elliott, Saquon Barkley being on the good side, but then there's the Trent Richardson being on the bad, and Darren McFadden somewhere in the middle. You have no guarantee to get a stud 8 to 10 year running back in this league anymore when you're drafting one in the first round. And I need not look any further than Saquon Barkley, who was runner-up to the MVP this year, probably. He was fantastic. He won the Super Bowl. He was a big reason why the Eagles were there and kind of get them over the hump. But we're not talking about the Eagles here. The Eagles could use a playmaker like Saquon Barkley, and with their play style, they could get over the hump. What you need to look at with the Patriots situation and Ashton Jeanty is Saquon Barkley with the Giants, who was, nothing special, because the Giants sucked. They suck everywhere across the board, which is exactly what the Patriots are doing right now. And if you gave the Giants a chance to do it over again, I mean, first off, they would have extended Barkley, but if you had the chance to do it over again as the New York Giants in the first round of the 2018 draft, or 19, whatever it was, I don't think they're taking Saquon Barkley. Not because he's not a great player, but because that's not how you build a team. It's the 2020s. You're not building a team around a running back. And by the way, the Patriots right now are not. They have a top-of-the-line young quarterback is what they're thinking. A top 5 pick last year that they really believe in. And so you want to bring in Ashton Jeanty and have him and Ramondre Stevenson as kind of a 1-1A thing. You're hoping that Ashton Jeanty is Ramondre Stevenson. And what Ramondre Stevenson is a slightly above average running back in this league. And look what it did for them last year or the year before, having an above average running back in Ramondre Stevenson. It got them to 4 wins both years. Congrats. So if you want to keep picking in the top 5 every year, you don't want to build towards something, you don't want to put a team together while Drake Maye is still cheap, then go ahead, draft Ashton Jeanty. And he'll sell a lot of jerseys, and the fans will love it, and Bob Kraft will have some just mumbling, just word fry of a press conference with him of, I think Ashton's a great leader at Boise State. If you want that, then go ahead. Draft Ashton Jeanty. But me, as a Patriots fan who's had to watch this utter dog shit the last 2 years, I'm thinking, look, they're not going to be great this year, but I kind of want to build towards something. I want to build a football team. Mike Vrabel says he wants to build this thing the right way. I'm inclined to believe him. Then I am not taking Ashton Jeanty at 4. I'm not trading back to get Ashton Jeanty at 5. I'm not buying into this bullshit narrative that some NFL reporters are putting out there that the floor of Ashton Jeanty is Hall of Famer LaDainian Tomlinson. We're joking with that. I've already gone through this in the other video, but the guy has taken more hits than almost any running back drafted in the last 10 years or so in the top 2 rounds. He's taken more hits than any of them. He had way more carries than Saquon Barkley and Zeke Elliott, who was a workhorse in college. Ashton Jeanty took that to another level. 300 some odd carries. That's incredible. 700 some odd carries for his career in 3 years. That's a lot of hits. I don't care what conference you're playing in. I don't care how many yards you get. That is a huge toll before he's even taken a snap in the NFL. If you've got a blank check to go and buy a car, like, yeah, a Camry's pretty good, but am I going to take a 2022 Camry, or am I going to take a 2001 Camry? That 2001 one is still pretty good. Those Japanese know how to make a car, okay? It can stay on the road for a while, but that's taken a lot of hits. The 2022, sure, I mean, it might have some problems down the line, but it's a lot less likely right now. And I just can't believe how many people are still in on this. Mock draft people that get paid to cover this league for a living and think that the Patriots need an answer is Ashton Jeanty. He's a good player, and he might be a diamond in the rough for someone. It's not the New England Patriots. It's just not. I still think the pick is going to be Will Campbell. Easier to sell to the fan base, but I think the fan base is smart enough that we've seen all the reports. We've seen all the measurements. We've seen how much this guy claps back right away, as if he's a Twitter burner account. We know that no left tackle has ever made the Pro Bowl, let alone the All-Pro team, with the measurements that he has in his arms and his wingspan. Doesn't happen. You want to build a contender for the next few years? Of course you need a left tackle. But now there's serious questions as to whether this guy's a left tackle. And it's kind of easy for us to say, and I've said it before, okay, if he's not a tackle, then he's going to be a pretty good guard. Only problem is he's never played guard in his life. It's not that easy to just throw a guy out there and be like, okay, he'll be one of the best guards in the league when he's never played the position. It's not just me that's thinking that, by the way, because I know you would take anything I'd say with a grain of salt. Todd McShay, NFL draft expert, also friend of the network. He was on the Pete Souza show last week. He said this: offensive tackle number 1 this year would be offensive tackle number 4 or 5 last year. Will Campbell could go number 4 to the Patriots, but no one in the league thinks it's a great idea or that he's worth that pick. Let me repeat that. No one in the league thinks it's a great idea or that he's worth that pick. I think Ashton Jeanty plays into the Patriots' top 10 pick here, but not the way that you think. Okay? Because I do see a light where Ashton Jeanty is involved in this, but it's not the Patriots drafting Ashton Jeanty, because there are going to be teams that want him. There will. And now there's smoke that he could be a top, 6 or 8 pick, to use kind of a Bill Simmons thing. The Bears are one of those teams that's interested in him. Okay. The Bears have the 10th overall pick. If the Bears give you number 10 and their second round pick, which is 39, and you give them the number 4 overall pick so they can draft Ashton Jeanty, why wouldn't you do that? If you're going to draft Will Campbell, why wouldn't you do that? Now, if Abdul Carter is there, which still, to use McShay again, McShay said last week, if the guy's making a trip to Foxborough, there's a chance that he's going to go there, or else the agent wouldn't even send him. So if Abdul Carter's there, that's easy. Take him. No problem, right? But if he's not there and someone's desperate to go get Ashton Jeanty, and you could take the number 10 pick, and you're going to draft Will Campbell anyway, Will Campbell's going to be there at 10. Will Campbell might be there at 15. Will Campbell might be there at 20. And so to pick him at 4, I think, would be malpractice, to be totally honest with you. But if you're dead set on it and you don't like Jalen Walker and Abdul Carter's not there and Travis Hunter's not there, which probably not, and you're dead set on Will Campbell, trade back and get him. Don't use up the number 4 pick on him. I think that would just be lazy. I think that would stink. I think that would be, once again, not getting the most value. But once again, thing that keeps me up at night, beating Buffalo week 18. Because you could have had your pick of anybody. We would have been debating Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter for months now. And instead, you're not going to get either of those guys. If you're going to get a guy, and Will Campbell at number 4, whom experts are saying nobody in the league thinks that's a good idea or that he's worth that pick. Nobody. Todd McShay's pretty plugged in. Okay? If he says nobody in the league thinks that, then nobody in the league thinks that. And it's been echoed by other analysts too, that it's just a need for the Patriots. They need to go out there and get a tackle, whether he's a guard or not. They need to go out there and get a tackle regardless of the pick. I think it would be a mistake to pick him at 4. If you pick him at 10, that's an easier sell. And I think it would be an absolutely erroneous franchise-altering mistake if you picked Ashton Jeanty at number 4 or number 5 or number 8 or number 19. Using a first-round pick on Ashton Jeanty would be asinine, absolutely asinine by the Patriots, who, to be fair, are now kind of an asinine organization. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Who should the Patriots be drafting at 4? Should they be trading back? Who should they be looking at? Is the A.J. Brown trade still tickling your brain a little bit, even though Schefter said it's not going to happen? Let me know in the comment section below. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell to get notified every time we're going live every weekday, high noon Eastern time, live on YouTube, and then wherever you get your podcasts. Check out the other videos on the channel talking about the Patriots draft strategy and everything else going on in Boston sports. Zach Burke keeps us on the air 5 days a week. I'm your host, Cam Stewart. Moving along, the Celtics. So far, so good. 1 game into the title defense. We're going to tell you who the key member of this team is, and it's not who you think. That's next on the Cam Show.
We'll be right back after these quick words from our sponsors. This is Rogue Media Network.
I don't know, if Bubble wasn't here, I don't know what people would be doing, like making PowerPoints or something. Bubble allows you to make it real and for it to actually work. So I feel like Bubble bridges that gap and being able to give people the opportunity to make their ideas come to life really quickly too. I love that I can sit down and build something the way that I think it should be built and have the control over it.
Bubble turns ideas into fully scalable apps. Try Bubble today.
Hi, I'm Jo from Face Theory. You're going to want to have a specific goal for your skincare routine. What do you want to achieve? Active ingredients are really strong, and if you're using too many at once, your skin can get overwhelmed. Don't overspend on products. Choose products that have scientific research behind them. At Face Theory, if you're not happy with a product, just say so, just give us a shout and we'll give you your money back, no problem.
I know you're gonna love this Kodak Dot Plus printer. You guys just connect it to your smartphone and then you're gonna use the Kodak Photo Print app. It's going to print you a 4x6 photo. I am just in awe. I love how these turned out. Also, the printer comes with a free cartridge of 10 photo sheets. I can assure you, you are going to love this printer as much as my family has. You guys have to check it out for yourself.
Streamline event and appointment booking with Amelia's sleek, modern, and fully customizable booking forms. Tailor the colors, fonts, and design to match your brand and seamlessly integrate with your WordPress website. Whether it's for events or appointments, Amelia makes booking simple, stylish, and perfectly aligned with your business. Enhance your booking experience today at WPAmelia.com. That's WPAMELIA.com. Amelia.
And now, back to our show.
Welcome back to the Cam Show, Rogue Media Sports Network. I'm your host, Cam Stewart. We're live here on YouTube, if you're actually live, just as we are, high noon Eastern time every weekday, and then wherever you get your podcasts as well. This is, without further ado, the segment that Zach has been waiting for. Just been dying to hear some Boston Celtics talk, baby. Because let's be honest, man, I love the Celtics. I tolerate the NBA in general. The NBA regular season, especially for a team like this, it doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean anything. All right, it's great they won 61 games. They have a team that's fully healthy going into the postseason. But this is what it's all about. And to be honest, like you get excited in October, November when you see how good they are again, and then like a handful of games the rest of the year until now, April. And the Celtics take game 1 pretty convincingly, 103-86 over the Magic and have a 1-0 series lead, just as kind of we all suspected. I am ready to anoint a new most important player for the Boston Celtics. Okay? Jason Tatum is the star, and Jaylen Brown's kind of the 1A, right? Al Horford, always dependable. Kristaps Porzingis, mismatch nightmare. I mean, look how important he was in the finals last year. Derek White, my favorite Celtics player, just never puts a foot wrong, has a 30-point game in game 1 against Orlando. He was clicking on all cylinders. But the glue guy, the reason the Celtics hung a championship banner last year and have a good chance to do it again this year is Jrue Holiday. I mean, he is the glue that holds this thing together. You know, they had a championship caliber team the years leading up to him getting there and Porzingis getting there. But there's not a shot in hell you win the title last year with Marcus Smart in there instead of Jrue Holiday. Not a shot in hell. And again, I love Porzingis too, but you won 2 rounds without him. 2.5 rounds without him last year. You couldn't do that without Jrue Holiday. The plays he made in that Indiana series, him kind of pulling up the team by his bootstraps in game 2 of the Dallas series in the finals, he was the guy when things were going wrong for the Celtics. And once again, he did it in the third quarter of game 1 against Orlando. They were not playing very well in the first half. They were down at halftime. And then they crushed the team in the third quarter, which is what used to happen to them all the time, especially in the playoffs. Third quarter is arguably the most important quarter in the postseason. And that was all Celtics on Sunday, 30-18 in the third quarter, and the game's over. And that is where Jrue Holiday did his damage. Because you look at the box score and you're like, Cam, how is this guy the most important player on the team? He had 9 points in the whole game in 33 minutes. 9 points, 5 assists. He also had 3 steals and 3 rebounds, by the way. So he fills up the stat sheet a little bit. But 9 points? Are you kidding? Yep, 3 for 4 on threes. 2 of them were crucial threes in the third quarter to kind of get the team going again, lift them up from their slumber. And he was an absolute pest defensively, as he always is. Jrue is an old man now. He's in year 16, I think. He didn't have the best regular season of his career. He kind of had some load management, but he comes into the postseason and he knows this is my time. It's one of the great trades in Celtics history, and I'm not even being hyperbolic. This is a franchise that is just littered with great trades, great trade heists in their history, and Jrue Holiday is right up there. And where he did his most important work yesterday, Paolo Banchero had an awesome game. 36 points. He was the Magic's only shot, really. I mean, Franz Wagner was okay too. But 36 from Paolo Banchero in the Garden in game 1. I mean, that's pretty fantastic. But how about this? When he was guarded by people not named Jrue Holiday, 36 points, 14 of 23, only 3 turnovers. When he's guarded by Jrue Holiday, 0 points, 0 for 4 from the floor. Couldn't figure out Jrue Holiday. NBA tracking, this is from Chris Forsberg, by the way. NBA tracking had Holiday holding Magic players to 5 points, 2 of 10 from the floor. And Franz, the next best player, the next highest scorer anyway in the game for Orlando, against Jrue Holiday, 2 points, 1 of 3, 2 turnovers. The guy can lock down anybody, man, like anybody. He is the most valuable player on this team. Derek White's probably the most underrated player in the league. And people know Jrue Holiday, but they're still sleeping on Jrue Holiday and what he means for this team. So, let's not get it twisted. Tatum's the star. Jaylen Brown's right there, too. Derek White's the guy that's still underrated. Al Horford's still dependable. Kristaps Porzingis, mismatch nightmare. But Jrue Holiday is the glue of this team. And when it comes to the postseason, especially, I wake up in the morning after a Celtics win, and I just thank God that he's on our team. Because he was one of the worst players to go up against. The dude is just a flat-out winner and does whatever it takes to win games. Like, truly. Buys in more than any player of that caliber that I've seen in a long time. And I'm not saying Drew Holiday is an all-NBA player, but he's going to make a Hall of Fame case and is an all-star caliber player at the prime of his career. And yet the dude just buys in. The dude's probably sacrificed other all-star appearances because he buys in so hard. And it just, again, I can't believe how freaking dumb Milwaukee is, man. Like, that was so stupid. I know hindsight is 20/20, but even at the time, I think a lot of us could have told you how stupid that was. You get a Hall of Famer in Dame Lillard, and that's great. And initially, when I saw that, just that Dame Lillard was going to Milwaukee, I was like, oh, shit. But then you see that Drew Holiday goes in the deal. He goes to Portland. And first and foremost, the Bucks were a championship team because of their defense. And you sacrificed a huge sacrifice defensively. Dame Lillard has never, ever been an efficient defensive player. And, I mean, look at the numbers. Their defense went right down the shitter as soon as Drew Holiday was gone. And then the second part of that, which, again, was pretty apparent at the time, was Portland's not keeping Drew Holiday. What's Portland going to do with Drew Holiday? You know, that guy's supposed to be winning championships. Portland Trailblazers are not doing that. I don't know if you need that news flash. They're not doing that. And you knew at the time there were 3 places that needed that kind of guy, that point guard who was, at this point in his career, defense first, right? 3 teams needed that. They were all in your conference. They were all contenders in your conference. It was the Philadelphia 76ers. It was the Miami Heat, who looked really poised to get one of those 2 guys, and it was the Boston Celtics. And it's one of the great trades that Brad has made, which is saying something because the Porzingis one was pretty good and the Derek White one was great, that he went out there right away, put his balls on the table, and knew this is what it was going to take. And said, Rob Williams, important part of our team. Great defensive player when he's on the floor. Malcolm Brogdon, 6th man of the year just months ago. Got to do it. Got to do it to bring in Drew Holiday. And I'm telling you, that was the difference in an NBA championship versus making the finals or making another Eastern Conference finals. They knew they needed real change, and Drew Holiday brings that. The guy is just a friggin' stud, man. Because I should be going on and on, waxing poetic about my favorite player, Derek White, going off for 30 and hitting 7 threes in a game, by the way, where this is the greatness of the Celtics, right? It's not any one guy, but the guys that buy in and step up, because this is the greatness right here. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown in game 1, 14 of 36 from the floor, 1 of 10 from 3. And they won by 17 points. Like, it wasn't really close in the second half because Drew Holiday plays this lockdown defense. And by the way, Porzingis only had 5 points in 26 minutes, right? Derek White gets 30. Drew Holiday makes the big baskets and locks down guys defensively. And bam, there you go. And by the way, Peyton Pritchard with 19 off the bench. That's a huge difference from 2 years ago. Even more so than even difference from last year. Peyton Pritchard is more ready. Peyton Pritchard is more ready to go out there and give you 15 to 20 points off the bench. There are not many NBA teams that have someone like that every night who could do that. The Celtics have a couple. Peyton Pritchard is the most likely to do that. But like Sam Hauser can get hot. He can give you 15. Al Horford, you think he can give you 15 and 10 if he needed to? Definitely could. But it's Drew Holiday, man. This has to go down as one of the worst deals that Milwaukee's ever made. I mean, it absolutely expedited the closing of their championship window. They changed their style. It's classic NBA. They totally changed their style to chase the name, to chase the Hall of Famer, Dame Lillard, because that's what they think you need to win in this league. And if it's not the worst deal they've made this decade, it's trading fucking Chris Middleton to get Kyle Kuzma and the game he had the other day with 0 points in whatever, 28 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it was. The new Tony Snell game, 0 points, 0 assists, 0 rebounds, just out there getting cardio. 3 years ago, the Bucks were still a championship contender, maybe even 2 years ago. Right now, they're not even close. They're going to lose again in the first round. They're going to lose to the Pacers. And I know it's killing Bucks fans to see not only the Celtics raise a championship banner, but the fact they might be going for another one because of their guy, because of Drew Holiday. I think he's the most important player on the team. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're bringing you nothing but Boston sports content every day, live on YouTube, high noon Eastern time, and then wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Cam Stewart. Zach Burke keeps us on the air. Check out the other videos on the channel, talking Celtics and all the other Boston sports teams, and get involved by subscribing and getting in that comment section. The Cam Show rolls on. Tanner Houck. What are we going to do with Tanner Houck? This is probably worse than you think. That's next on The Cam Show.
We'll be right back after these quick words from our sponsors. This is Rogue Media Network.
Tervis is all about staying hydrated with style and durability. You can trust Tervis tumblers to keep your drinks the perfect temperature, hot or cold, for hours. From the classic insulated tumblers to sleek stainless steel water bottles, each product is built to last and comes in endless designs to match your personality. Stay refreshed and express yourself with Tervis. Visit tervis.com today and find your perfect tumbler.
Since our founding, we've been revolutionizing hair removal with cutting-edge technology and a commitment to empowerment. The U-Like Air 3, launched in 2023, ushers in a new era of sapphire ice cooling technology, offering nearly painless hair reduction in just 3 weeks. Experience the future of hair removal today at ulike.com, because at Ulike, beauty is about looking and feeling good. That's ulike.com. Ulike. With Ease US, make studio quality voiceovers for your videos online in over 149 languages and dialects, featuring 468 natural AI voices. Customize the volume, mood, and pauses to perfectly match your content. Plus, capture high quality videos with no watermark. Record your screen, webcam, and voice, and save them instantly to your computer. Never been easier to create professional grade videos and voiceovers. Try it today at easeus.com. That's EASEUS.com. Ease US.
Just use AMP-Pace.
AMP-Pace.
And now, back to our show.
Cam Show, Rogue Media Sports Network on this Patriots Day. By the way, total history nerd here. Over the weekend, the 19th, that was Saturday, the 250th anniversary of the shot heard round the world, right after, of course, the midnight ride of Paul Revere and Samuel Prescott William Dawes, who never get their due. Some cool reenactments going on in Boston, Lexington, Concord over the weekend. 250 years. God bless America, baby. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Massachusetts invented America. Just a nice little reminder. That's how we get Patriots Day. For those of you not familiar with the holiday, it's supposed to commemorate the third Monday in April, which is supposed to be the battles of Lexington and Concord, which were fought on April 19th and the surrounding days. Anyway, the Red Sox are playing this morning. 4-1. The Red Sox have taken the lead after Coffin went up in the first inning. And there, I don't want to say this because if the Red Sox continue to get this Tanner Houck, they're in a lot of trouble. Like this guy stinks right now. Just flat out stinks. He got the loss in the game against Chicago the other day, and he actually didn't pitch all that bad in the game. He gave up 2 runs in the first, and then really settled in. Actually, he did not get the decision. Excuse me. And settled in, and it was good for 5 innings after that. But again, he has not been, and that's against the worst team in modern baseball history, by the way. But he has not been sharp at all this year, and going back to the last few months of 2024. I said before the season, there's a lot of things that need to go right for the Red Sox to fulfill the expectations that some of the fan base has for them, right? Making the playoffs, potentially being a division winner. Like, a lot needs to go right for that. And one of the major things was that Tanner Houck needed to be close to an all-star, which he was an all-star last year. Now, if you show that all-star graphic of Tanner Houck going to the 2024 all-star game, kids will think it's fake. They'll think it's AI generated. They think, no way, man. This guy, right after, by the way, gave up a bomb, an absolute piss missile in that game, and then stunk after that in the regular season. Stunk the 2 months down the stretch, sucked in spring training, and now here he is. You know, the last time out before Chicago, that was last Monday, he had the worst start by a Red Sox pitcher in 60 years. His game score was a -10. That's really tough to do. A -10 game score when he went 2 1/3, gave up 10 hits, 12 runs, 11 earned runs. Like, that's, and by the way, that writing was on the wall because that was against Tampa, and his last start in spring training, which was also against Tampa, he gave up 10 earned runs on 12 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts, and 3 2/3. So he made it a little bit deeper in that game. He always sucks in spring training, is what people will say. 9.74 ERA in 2023 in spring training. And then he had a bad year in 2023, or not a great year. And then last year, his spring training numbers improved. That was the one year that he didn't have a bad spring training. He was 2.40 ERA in that. And then he makes the All-Star team. So he has let's go over this again. 9.74 ERA in spring training in 23 to an ERA over 5 the 23 regular season. Calms down in spring training the next year, makes the All-Star team. Since then, he's been one of the Red Sox worst starters. Like, I know we've bitched a little bit about Sean Newcomb, but it's like, okay, the guy's the 6th starter on the team. Like, what more do you want from him? Tanner Houck is supposed to be the 2nd starter on the team, and he's pitching like the 6th or 7th or 8th guy. Like, I don't know if you skip a start for him or what, but as soon as he hit the All-Star break last year, where he hit the most innings of his major league career, he started to be dog shit. And lo and behold, it's not like he's recovered very well, which is a knock on Alex Cora. I think he's had that problem year after year of not having his starting pitchers ready for the regular season. And here we are again, and babying guys in spring training. If Tanner Houck gets anywhere near that all-star form, the Red Sox will be okay. But right now, he's far from it. Really far from it. And God, my nose is itchy. But he is not giving you anything right now. I'd rather have Sean Newcomb on the mound. You know, he'll give you 2 good times through the order. Tanner Houck, I don't know if he's tipping his pitches or what, but it certainly seems that way because he is getting knocked around the yard. Hard hit baseballs. Not getting the double play, ground ball out, not getting the movement on the sinker that he needs. Sinkers that don't sink get hit a long way. And that's what's happening to Tanner Houck right now. Couple that with suspect Walker Buehler, like okay Walker Buehler as your number 3 guy. Like, the performance you're getting out of Walker Buehler would be great as a 4-5 guy, like great. But he's your number 3 and Tanner Houck's your number 2. Outside of Garrett Crochet, there's still a ton of question marks in this starting rotation. A ton. And I hope that some will get corrected when Brian Bayo comes back this week. But so far, I think you're relying way too much on Tanner Houck, which I can't blame you for going into this season. But the way he's pitching so far, it has become abundantly clear you're relying too much on Tanner Houck. And he is not giving you what you expected going into the season. Something's got to change. He can't be having the worst starting pitching performance of a Red Sox pitcher in 60 years. He can't be doing that again. But Brian Bayo comes back this week. He was your number 1 guy last year. Hopefully he can be a top 3 guy in your rotation. And maybe Giolito comes back and it gives you something. Buehler's been fine, okay. Newcomb has been fine, okay, for what he is. The Texas Tech kid, Hunter Dobbins, been pretty solid for what he is. It's Tanner Houck that's the problem. If you had told me after the first almost month of the season here which starting pitcher was going to be the problem, Tanner Houck would have been like third or fourth on my list. And here he is, number one, at the top of it. Really, really struggling. And I don't know if you got to limit him or what his durability is, but he's getting hit hard right now, and it's not good. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. How do they fix Tanner Houck? Do they need to fix Tanner Houck? Is it just going to get better with time? Let me know in the comment section. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. About 90% of you watching are not subscribed to the channel. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Join the community here. We bring you nothing but Boston sports content 5 days a week, live on YouTube, high noon Eastern time, and then wherever you get your podcasts. Check out the other videos on the channel to catch up with what we've been talking about. Zach Burke keeps us on the air. I'm your host, Cam Stewart. We got a couple minutes here. I would like to bring Zach back because he told me in the first segment, told all of us that he's been into the NBA playoffs because his team's finally back in it, and he's been watching a ton of it. So, Zach, we got a couple minutes here before we get out of this thing. I want your overall temperature check on the first weekend of NBA playoff basketball. Your take.
Okay. There a couple things that
really so I can scratch my nose.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I think that Memphis was essentially a sacrificial lamb yesterday on Easter
I thought they were
Sunday.
Competitive. I think it was closer than that score looked.
I think that Oklahoma City might have heard people be like, yeah, but they're still Oklahoma City. And they were like, okay, sure. I think at halftime, Shea was like 2 for 10 from the field, and they were still up by 30.
Yeah.
So it's not even like it's the guy who's probably, your MVP that is leading this team too.
He didn't have a good game for the whole game, by the way. I think he only had 13 in the game.
Yeah, it was not a great game, and they still dominated. The defense looked great, which I feel like they were attacking me directly because I'm the guy who doesn't believe in them. Same way I didn't believe in the Timberwolves last year. Which will transition then to Timberwolves. Nice win to start.
How about it?
I know.
Really pissing off Adam Silver big time.
Do you hear Pete go by?
No, should I?
No. So, which, solid win there. Although I think that you probably then awaken the Lakers and they come out and handle business after that.
Maybe.
I mean, the Clippers and Nuggets, this is going to sound weird, but I'm not a fan of either of those teams. So it was like, they're very interchangeable. I think the Nuggets win that series. It's a James
Westbrook. You live and die by Westbrook, man.
Yeah.
Suddenly, you've got the best player on the planet. You've got a really clutch guy, arguably more clutch guy than Jokic and Jamal Murray, and yet it all goes through Westbrook. Yeah. I think I'm starting to get allergies. You seeing this?
I am. You're like, yeah. You're like kind of
man. Like during this show.
Red, yeah. Did a cat come by during a break that I missed?
I don't think so. That would be alarming.
On the east side of things, I'll touch kind of on 2 points that you made when you were talking Celtics in a way. Well, we talked a little bit about how I thought the Celtics looked, especially in that second half, because that's what I watched. But something that you did touch on a lot is Drew Holiday obviously being a very key piece for this team. And if I'm a Bucks team of feeling like, man, that is a piece that we really wish we can have, because watching them play against the Pacers, that is not a team that you tell me that, hey, yeah, that team and a lot of those pieces won a championship just a few years ago. And I'm not buying it when I watch them play. Like,
and by the way, Giannis MVP finalist this year, and deservedly so.
Yeah.
He had a great regular season, and still they're going to get worked in this first round.
They're
losing
no,
5
for
games.
sure. For sure. They're going to lose to the Pacers. If they don't get swept. I mean, you say 5, like
gentleman sweep.
Yeah,
you get lowered back for one.
Celtics look like they should handle it fine. It was great to see the Heat as a 10 seed make it, but I mean, come on, what else did we expect to happen? Cleveland's going to handle business. Cleveland's going to sweep the Heat. It was a 20-point win.
Good.
Yeah,
I hate that Davion Mitchell plays for them.
I do
hate it because I love Davion Mitchell.
So I feel like, and this will be great because it kind of ties into something. I feel like I'm starting to catch a little hate now in our sports chat. Have you noticed from my Pat Riley take?
Yeah,
Did you see
there's
this over the
been
weekend?
some pushback. Yeah,
It's just a little bit, and that's fine. It's not directly stuff. It's like and that's what makes it even better to me. Is it's just
he
like
did
little
get
things here and there.
Davion Mitchell for almost nothing.
He did get Davion Mitchell for almost nothing, but I would also argue, I mean, like, what in the world were the Jazz going? Or it wasn't even the Jazz. It was
Toronto.
yeah, like what the hell were Toronto going to do? They let
PJ
had moved. That was like his fourth team in like 5 days. Like,
and it's like, okay, like again, I love Davion Mitchell, but like let's give him a whole season on the roster. What are they, an 8 seed instead of a 10?
yeah, and again, he's a great player,
which technically they are right now, an 8.
Yeah, he's a great player. He can contribute. Yeah, it's a great move, but it's not going to win him a playoff series. Like, so that's cool. Heart it all you want to. It doesn't make Pat Riley a better coach. So, I just think that, playoff basketball, bird's eye view, I like where we're at. I think we're going to have some really fun series probably in the next round. I think we're going to have to get some ugly ones out of the way, and that's fine. The Bucks obviously aren't going to be contenders this year. The Heat, the Grizzlies, Jaws fun, but Oklahoma City's like come to play. I think the Lakers wake up. I think that it's eventually going to turn how we think it's going to. The only series where it's not is I feel like the Warriors are still the Rockets' kryptonite after game 1. That was tough to watch. I watched them play a phenomenal first quarter of basketball, only to watch my favorite team forget how to play basketball for a second quarter and then spend an entire second half playing catch up.
By the way, you want to know what really happened there? Our old pal Braden Murray was at the game, and his brother was there with him, and his brother did not wear the shirt on the scene.
That's it.
That's what Braden's told me. That's why they lost.
That's it. I mean, come
Dick.
on.
What a
Come on.
dickhead.
Sengun almost has a double-double halfway through the first quarter, and then he just falls off. What's going on?
I think at that point, Brother Murray took the shirt off. Which, can I, one more thing before we close this out?
I'm done with what,
So I said this on Twitter yesterday, and a couple times a week, probably like twice a week, I just I put my intrusive old man thoughts actually out on the internet.
Yeah.
So the Celtics, they did this all last year in the postseason, and they've done it a lot over the last 6 or 8 years. They put T-shirts on every seat, like a lot of teams do.
Yeah.
But first off, this is very hoity-toity, high and mighty. We never used to do that growing up in Boston. Never used to do that. Like we didn't need that. But second of all, they're black T-shirts. The Celtic green is one of, if not the most distinguishable color in pro sports, right? You see that and you immediate Celtics, right? It stands out when you're like in a road atmosphere and there's Celtics fans. It stands out. It's striking. It's beautiful. It's unique. Okay. Not a lot of teams even go with green as one of their colors.
Agreed.
And yet you want us to with an arena that's just all black seats, you just want us to wear black T-shirts. I'm glad they don't wear them. They don't. Like nobody wears the T-shirts. It's actually incredible. But I'm like, why do you want us to do that? Like, what is that going to do? By the way, the Magic were wearing black uniforms yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, why do you want this to be a blackout? That doesn't make any sense. If you're going to do anything, make them. And I think they did do this like one year. They would do green T-shirts or green rally towels, right? Because they're not going to. I'm sorry. I don't know if this is douchey or what. We're not going to wear the T-shirts. We never have. We're never going to. Just forget the black T-shirts, man.
Why not do whiteouts? Like
you could
white with green on there.
You could.
I mean, if you're so, I mean, like you have other options if you for some reason don't want to do green, but like I'm with you 100%.
And some fans just don't buy into it. Like the Winnipeg Jets do whiteout all the time, and it works.
See, that's the thing. Is like it works for the Celtics. I know that I'm not just saying this because it's you. Like, as a sports fan, I don't necessarily like green on a lot of sports uniforms. I don't like the Jets colors. Like when I watch them play, I don't like the Jets for a lot of reasons. But like the uniforms to me are never like great. I like the '80s ones. That's about it. But like for that Celtics green, it's a distinguishable green, and like it's a good looking green in sports. So like, I don't know.
I love that green. It's just stupid. I don't get it. Anyway, that's the weekend that was in the NBA. Thanks, Zach. Appreciate that. This has been, and it's going to be tomorrow, the Cam Show.
Real quick, can I add? We did get a comment. Did you see that?
Is this about Jeanty, I guess?
No, it says, why not? Stevenson is regressing, can't hold on to the ball. Oh, it is about Jeanty. Never mind. My bad.
Yeah, I'll do it real quick. Why not? Stevenson's regressing, can't hold on to the ball. The BU is just that, a backup. Draft the stud. It's offense, the area the Patriots are 31st in. Yeah, it's just, again, I'll go back to the point of drafting Ashton Jeanty does not make the Patriots any better, really. Stevenson's a good player. That's the thing. He has a fumbling problem, as is said in there. He does. But you can't, like, in 2025 in the NFL, you have to be, the whole team has to be good for the running back to shine. That's just the way it is, man. Whether it's, Derrick Henry or Saquon Barkley, like, there are no teams anymore that have a good running back and that just lifts up everybody else. So it's not going to happen. The Patriots are so far off from needing a top tier running back. They have so many more issues. Anyway, be sure to like, subscribe. We're here every weekday, high noon Eastern time. Cam Stewart, Zach Burke, on a little ditty we like to call The Cam Show.
Transform your workspace with Hanomi Ergonomics. From adjustable chairs to standing desks, we provide solutions for comfort and productivity, whether at home or in the office. Improve your posture, reduce strain, and work smarter. Visit us at hanomi.co today. That's HINOMI.co today. Experience the future of secure private cloud storage with Internix. Protect your files with end-to-end encryption, ensuring your data stays private and accessible only to you. Enjoy seamless, fast storage without compromising security. Visit Internix.com today and take control of your digital life. That's INTERNXT.com today. Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. Whether at home or on the go, NordVPN ensures your digital freedom. Stay secure. Download NordVPN today at nordvpn.com. That's NORDVPN.com. Tusains, we understand that maintaining a healthy lifestyle can be challenging, especially in today's fast-paced world. That's why our mission is to make fitness accessible to everyone, anywhere. Committed to excellence, we adopt a user-centric approach guided by ergonomics and medical science. With a team of seasoned professionals in R&D, design, and manufacturing, we prioritize quality across our entire product line. Visit Tusains.com today and start your journey to better health. That's TOUSAINS.com.